This is Hannah and Cailin, back again with Double Talk. I'm Hannah. And I'm Cailin, and we're at the SVA Theater in New York City for the Tribeca Film Festival 2023 premiere of The Lionheart. The on-track death of two-time Indianapolis 500 winner Dan Wheldon shook motorsports to its core. 10 years later, Wheldon's sons Sebastian and Oliver are following in their father's footsteps, working through their grief by getting behind the wheel to race. I do think that it says a lot about the man that Dan was, the fact that instead of being fearful of filling their dad's shoes, they're inspired to do so. What would you say to people who are fearful for the safety of race car drivers, especially them being so young?
You know, if you think about it, we're not safe right here, right now. So there's a lot more things that are unsafe than a race car. We race in a closed course. We're very high on safety. So anything can happen at any time. So that is probably a little bit of a myth. You know, my mom always told me race slow, which is impossible to do. But as a parent, I understand, but you guys shouldn't be afraid. We have probably the safest, environment of a lot of the sports here in the U.S.
Dan, he was a special guy. His personality, I think the room, when he would walk into the room, it would just light up. He had such a big personality, and he was a great talent as well. So, I feel very privileged to have known him and been a part of his life. And I'm very proud to also be a part of his kids' lives now and trying to help them, get a real future in racing.
The kids are exactly the same. I think I told Susie the other day, I said, how can you make 2 extra Dan Wheldons and only 10% of Susie? It's a photocopy. I mean, the good and the bad. And Dan had a lot of bad on him, trust me. But the bad that became actually who he was. So for what they want to do in life, it's perfect.
In some crazy way, the time that they feel closest to their father is when they are behind the wheel doing exactly what their father loved the most to do. So for them, I think it's a really cathartic process. Even though Dan's life ended far too short, it's a life-affirming message in the fact that these kids are following in their dad's footstep and taking the sort of Wheldon torch and living their lives their best way that they know how. And so I hope everyone takes away the message of sort of triumph and, moving past loss and doing the best with your life as you can.
What actually goes through your mind during a race? Is there any room to think about anything but the road in front of you?
Not really. You're so focused on what you're doing. I mean, your adrenaline's going 1,000 miles per hour, and you just focus on the job at hand. And when you let yourself think about anything else, that's when you normally get yourself in trouble. Nerves start at the beginning, and then once the green flag falls, all the butterflies just go away, and you're just focused on your job. So, I mean, there's different people, handle in different ways, but for me, that's the way it was. Once I saw the green flag, there was no more nerve because you were just doing your job.